We just wrapped up 2024 and it was an interesting year for Toronto's real estate market, to say the least, because no one is talking about the actual numbers, the real stats, right? So today, I'm going to break it all down for you and give you my perspective on the Toronto's and Durham region's real estate market and what it could mean for 2025 moving forward. Hello everyone, my name is Durham Market. I'm a real estate broker here in the Greater Toronto area, and I make educational real estate content on YouTube because I want to earn your trust and I want to be your realtor one day. So with that said, if you find this helpful, please share it with a friend, give me a like and subscribe, or if you want to book a meeting with me, you can do so with the link in my bio. With that said, let's get started. But I see 2024 had a strong start for about 5 months, and then the sales and prices kind of fell off the cliff. Our economy looked shaky because GDP numbers were looking weak, unemployment went up and people started losing jobs, and there was just a lot of doom and gloom in the media, rightfully so. The Bank of Canada responded by cutting interest rates 5 times in a row for a total of 1.75%. And these rate cuts did improve sales activity in September, October, and November. Didn't really do much in terms of prices. The prices kind of stayed flat. And then came December, right? December, historically speaking, is a unique month because of the holidays. And typically what happens is not a lot of people buy real estate in December. So sales slow down, but so does the new listings, right? Because people don't really like to list their homes in the middle of winter, especially right before the holidays. And for those who already have an active listing on the market, and if the house is not sold by, let's say, 3rd week of December, those sellers typically take their homes off the market and revisit the idea of selling in the new year. We ended the year with over 15,000 active listings. That's a very high number for December and end of year. And it's almost 50% higher compared to the same time last year, and the highest since 2008. So if you look at this chart right here, in GTA saw 20% increase in new listings in December compared to the year before, and average prices have actually came down 1.6% year over year. But as a whole, we ended the year with 67,000 transactions. That's 67,000 homes sold in the GTA, which is slightly up compared to 2023, but average prices were more or less the same. So let's break these numbers down even further. Let's start with the condo market in Toronto. At the end of December, City of Toronto had about 6,200 active condo apartments for sale. In downtown alone, there was almost 1,700 active condo apartments for sale. But in December, only 210 condos have actually sold in downtown Toronto. So if you do the math, that's about 8 months of inventory, indicating a strong buyer's market. So this means that if there's no new listings coming to the market, it would take about 8 months to sell every single condo in downtown Toronto with the current buyer demand. Now, 8 months of inventory is very high for downtown Toronto, but that's just kind of been a theme in the last little bit here. I would say last year and a half. But that number has gone down slightly, which was at like 9.5 months earlier in 2024. So I guess you could say it's improving a little bit, but it's not doing much for prices. The average and median prices of condos in Toronto were more or less the same compared to the year before. And you've heard me say this once before, and I'll say it again. I think the condo prices in Toronto will get worse. It will go down more before it gets better. Now, I don't think we're going to see a huge drop because I think the worst is behind us, but I just don't see any chance of prices actually improving with this much inventory. With that said, let's shift our focus over to the Durham region. Funny enough, prices in Durham region actually went up across the board despite higher inventory levels. The detached segment, the detached homes in Durham actually saw the biggest jump. If you compare to December 2023 and December 2024, the detached prices jump up quite a bit here in the Durham region. So let's quickly take a look at this chart right here. If you look at cities, right, we're looking at Pickering, Ajax, Whitby, Oshawa, and Clarington. The median price of a detached home in Pickering in December 2024 was $1,165,000 compared to $1.212 in December of 2023. So Pickering was the only city where we saw a decrease in median prices year over year. But if you look at anywhere else, Ajax, $1,085,000 in December, up from 920,000 in December of 2023. Whitby, December 2024 was 1,145,000. A year before that was only 1,026,000. Oshawa was 805,000. Year before was 760. Clarington was 945,000, and the year before was 790,000. Now, if you look at these numbers and you actually break them down, some of this is a significant increase, anywhere from 45,000 to 165,000, which could represent almost a 20% increase. Now, I'm going to be the first to say this here. These numbers can be skewed. The reason why I say that is because there's not enough data, enough transactions to make a case here. So if you see a realtor or another professional say, oh, the average prices of freehold properties went up by this much and make this huge claim, please remember that if there are a few big transactions happen in a given month and there's not a lot of transactions happening in the first place, that one big transaction can really skew the prices up or down. Now, Oshawa, out of all the cities in Durham, is the biggest city and typically has the highest number of transactions every single year. And I do believe that detached homes in Durham region saw an increase in prices, especially if you compare it to December of 2023. I think we did definitely see a 5 to 7% jump in prices in detached segment. And majority of that actually came from the starter homes, I should say, under $850,000. I think the freehold prices in Durham will go up by 5 to 7% in 2025, or by the end of 2025. And here's why. You see, I think condo prices will drop. I think on average, because Toronto condos are dropping, I think it's going to have a spillover effect here in Durham. I think we're going to see average prices of condos drop, or at best maybe sustain at where it is at currently. I also think that homes over 1.4 million in Durham will either drop or at best stay where they are, just because there's not enough demand for those bigger products. The reason why I said 1.4 million is because I think 2025 is the year of upgrades, because as you notice that prices are now becoming more stable, right? And you see that Bank of Canada is cutting interest rates. So the interest rates are getting better. So affordability in a sense is getting a little bit better. As the prices become more stable and interest rates continue to drop, I think people are looking at upsize will think this is a good chance to actually, trade their townhomes and semis for detached properties. I think the biggest gains in the freehold market will come from the homes under 800,000 price point, just because that's the most affordable, first-time buyers, investor-heavy price point. And it's going to follow closely by the 2-car garage, 4-bedroom detached homes. And usually those cost anywhere from $1 million to 1.4, depending on the size, age, and location. Now, with that said, I want to know what you think is going to happen in 2025 and what you think of these numbers. So please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching. Until next time.